Hello, everyone. Today I'll be talking about the Canadian Arctic regions and the environmental challenges they face. Let's start with an overview. The Canadian Arctic lies in the northernmost part of the country, comprising a group of 36,563 islands, collectively known as the Arctic Archipelago. This region is surrounded by frigid waters of the Arctic Ocean and plays a vital role in Canada's natural environment and global climate systems. Unfortunately, this pristine region faces a critical problem: the rising temperatures caused by global warming. The Arctic is heating up faster than most other places on Earth, leading to devastating consequences. As you can see in the image, rising temperatures threaten to destabilize this fragile ecosystem, and the effects are far-reaching. Let's explore what this means for the region. Here's some alarming data to consider. Studies show that Canada's northern Arctic region is warming 3 times faster than the global average. This graph highlights the temperature changes from 1900 to projections in 2100 under various emission scenarios. According to Canada's Changing Climate Report, the average temperature in Canada has already increased by 1.7 degrees Celsius since 1948. Such rapid warming brings dire consequences, which we'll look at next. The rising temperatures have 2 major effects. First, the ice is melting at an unprecedented rate, leading to higher sea levels and loss of habitat for species that depend on ice. Second, wildlife such as polar bears are losing their homes and struggling to survive. These changes are not only threatening biodiversity, but also impacting indigenous communities and global climate stability. Well, that's it for me. I will now hand it over to Hui.
Climate change is rapidly warming the Arctic and is having a big impact for indigenous communities who have lived there for generations. The region is warming nearly 4 times faster than the global average, and the effects are deep and far-reaching. One of the biggest challenges is the melting sea ice. For these communities, ice is crucial for hunting and fishing. But as it melts, these activities become more dangerous and unreliable. This threatens access to vital food sources like seals and fish, which many people rely on for survival. In addition, rising sea levels and coastal erosion are forcing some communities to relocate. Their homes are being damaged. Their homes are being damaged. And this not only affects their living conditions, but also disrupts their social life and cultural traditions. The connection to the land and the sea is central to their identity, and losing this is a major blow. Warmer temperatures are also changing local plants and wildlife, making it harder to hunt and gather food. This challenges the traditional knowledge that has been passed down for generations. For these communities, climate change is more than an environmental issue. It's a cultural crisis. Their way of life, their identity, and their survival are all at risk. While these communities are strong and resilient, urgent action is needed to help protect their future. Without it, the changes happening now could release not just a way of life, but an entire culture. Thank you.
Historical and current situation by the issue. Arctic sea ice is disappearing at an alarming rate. Over the past few decades, its extent has been shrinking by 30% per decade. This loss of ice is more than just numbers. It's becoming thinner and younger, changing the Arctic landscape. Since the 1980s, the Arctic has warmed at 2 to 4 times the global average, with variations depending on the region and season. These changes are clear signals of our planet's rapidly shifting climate, highlighting the urgent need for global action to mitigate these impacts. Global consequences and local adaptation. Climate change has far-reaching global consequences and requires local adaptation. Rising temperatures, extreme weather, and habitat loss. As you can see in the picture, extreme weather and habitat loss are threatening ecosystem and communities worldwide. On a local scale, people are stepping up with innovative solutions to adapt. In rural areas, communities are working together to build resilience through sustainable farming, education, and resource sharing. These efforts demonstrate that while climate change is a global crisis, local actions play a crucial role in creating a sustainable future for all. Consequences like rising sea levels are one of the most visible impacts of climate change. Melting Arctic glaciers and ice sheets contribute significantly threatening coastal communities worldwide, while Arctic glaciers make up only 25% of the world's land ice. The meltwater accounts for 35% of current sea level rise. Alarmingly, the loss of ice from Greenland alone could raise sea levels by up to 7 meters over the coming centuries if current trends continue. These changes highlight the urgent need for action to protect vulnerable regions and slow global warming.
Biodiversity loss. Arctic species such as polar bears and walruses face habitat loss. The ripple effects extend to global ecosystems reliant on Arctic biodiversity. Local adaptations. Renewable energy initiatives. Communities are investing in renewable energy such as wind and solar power to reduce reliance on imported fossil fuels. Instead of using electricity to make energy, wind turbines use the wind to create energy that we can use. Wildlife management. By making a wildlife protective zone, make sure the wildlife and other animals are reproducing and reducing the speed of becoming extinct by the cold weather and harsh weather conditions. Also, by making the programs and eco-friendly campaigns, locals and communities can help animals in the Arctic by use the power of the word and use the online, offline marketing to spreading the word to the citizens to help the animals in the Arctic. Protective areas. The World Database on Protected Areas includes a wide range of protected areas, including national protected areas recognized by the government, areas designated under regional and international conventions, privately protected areas, and indigenous peoples and community conserved territories and areas. Greenland is one of the countries with the largest protected territorial area.
Finally, let me talk about main solution to solve this problem. First, we have ArcNet, which is the strong network of protective areas in the Arctic Oceans as well as Canadian Arctic zones. ArcNet can be important for protecting wildlife and climate. Also, by using ArcNet, information can be spread fast. This is the map zone provided by ArcNet. As you can see, the dot in the map is the protective zone, also called as boundaries, which protects the animals and to survive in the harsh conditions, global warming, and Arctic conditions. Another solution for better Arctic life is to reduce carbon emissions. By using renewable energy, using less carbon to make the air clean, buy fresh local products, plant more trees, and be responsible for air conditioning. We can make a better solution for better Arctic life. And we can ourselves make the life in the earth change as well as reducing the global warming rate. We also have different influencers and YouTubers that help the Arctic life and make the pollution in the world decrease. The one example, as you can see here, is Team Seas, created by Mr. Beast and other influencers and citizens themselves. Like Team Seas, another crucial example is Team Trees, which helps the community to plant many trees for the better conditions and natural air conditioning. They help to plant over 24 million trees, and by donating to this campaign, we can also help them to plant more trees in future as well. For the sources, we have art.org, ArtNet, and Rodrigo Map of ArtNet, Team Trees, and Team Seas by Mr. Beast Community. Thank you for listening to me.